So, so guys, what we wanted to tell you about today was we had told you that the MLC was going to hold a meeting today of all the unions to have a presentation with the union presidents to talk about the Aetna Medicare Advantage plan that they negotiated, which they think is the best thing since sliced bread. And then there was a lady that posted, and I don't remember her name, that posted this morning after I made the post to warn you guys that this was coming, just stay calm. And she clearly freaked out and misunderstood something that we said. This organization, crystal clear, has always advocated for choice of your healthcare plans. That if they have always had a choice of Medicare Advantage and supplements. And in some cases, you had more than one supplement. So we wanted you to understand from us, that has always been our position. What did the unions try to do? Is try to, first they broke the law by trying to force us into that plan last year. We won, we sued, we won, we stopped them, whatever. They appealed, and then what did they do? They tried to change the law that we won our case on, the law that they broke, the one that they broke, and then they wanted to say, well, this is your fault. No, it's not our fault. We knew the law. Like, this isn't what you should have been doing. Then they tried to scare the bejesus out of the city council, threatening them, Michael Mulgrew, Henry Garrido, them, and saying, oh, this Scheinman report, bad things are going to happen. Just do what we tell you to do and don't ask too many questions. And that didn't work either. So the council didn't choose to act on that threat. Thank heaven they listened to us, because you guys came out there, over 500 retirees on that cold day in January, to say, don't do this to us. And they listened, they understood. Now what is happening? They still have to get around that judge's decision somehow. And we know that they're still using it like a weapon, just like OLR. The judge said, we only have to give you one plan. So what happened today? So they're still trying to go around the judge's decision and do what they want to do, because they want to sell off our plans. You got Henry and Michael saying in the last couple of months, the city's not going to negotiate with us until we resolve this healthcare issue. Then all of a sudden, miraculously, DC 37 has a tentative contract, and DC 37 and Michael Mulgrew of the UFT are both saying, healthcare's off the table, we're not negotiating it. Really? How the hell did that happen? And then DC 37 puts out a flyer, I had it here somewhere, that said that number 5 is that their premium free healthcare as active workers still continues according to the MLC agreement. Which one? And you saw that video we did. Which MLC video? I mean, which MLC agreement? Is it the old one, like 2018? Is there a new one? Is there one that you're developing? Like, how do you have this? All of a sudden, things are happening and there's no concessions and there's no givebacks. How is that possible? Michelle and I, we know that. It's not right. Something's there. And what's there? Healthcare. What did they sell off? Healthcare. What does he keep saying? Wasn't me. So what did he do? Today they announced that, I'll say Aetna made the presentation, and Aetna announced that there would be their Medicare Advantage plan if the MLC votes on it on March 9th, is when the vote goes before the MLC, that they will only be offering, the city will only be offering the Aetna Medicare Advantage plan and HIP VIP. And this is what we have been calling the nuclear option. And they've been threatening this for months. And we kept saying that this could potentially happen. And we have been preparing for it. So have our lawyers. So today they said, Aetna said that this was going to happen. And it seemed to trouble a few people. They seem to also have silenced all the unions so that they could not speak, is what we were told, but they were typing in the chat questions, and that Aetna couldn't answer all of their questions and would have to get back to them. So we know that they also spoke with the steering committee of the MLC today. To our knowledge, no vote was taken. We have no knowledge of a vote being taken, and their documents did say no vote would be taken today. We do know that they did schedule potentially a vote for March 9th, pending Aetna getting them all of their questions back by Monday. So that said, we are then meeting this afternoon with our advisors and our legal team to discuss what it is that they could do, we could do. What is our plan? What is our strategy? And we're not going to discuss this here, because then this gets shared and it goes up on YouTube and the whole world knows it. And I might as well just serve it to Henry and Harry and Michael on a silver platter. But we have always said we have strategy. We have always said that we have choices. One of the things that the lady posted, one of the retirees posted this morning was that why would we stop their ability to pay for senior care? And so that kind of got me upset, because we aren't stopping anyone from paying for anything. The law does. And the law was to protect us all equally. Because you might be a manager or an attorney or a person a teacher who makes a very high pension and you can afford to pay up. Someone else might not have that same kind of a pension. And what you're creating is haves and have-nots. And that's what we've been fighting against. And the reason why Medicare came about was to provide equal access to everyone, all people of all incomes, of all races, access to medical care equally. It was equitable care. And when the city put their health plan in place, it was based on the same equity. Not that we were creating, well, I want to pay up to keep what I got. Screw you. That wasn't what we're about. That wasn't what the city was about either. That wasn't what the unions were about. Clearly, these guys in color forgot these guys in black and white, because those are the real leaders that got us to where we are, where we had healthcare equitably. So we will be coming up with a new strategy to come up to try to fix this or target this, but the rest of it really lies in our attorneys and the justice system. And I think we've been doing pretty good so far. Does this suck? Of course it does, because we're dealing with a few people that don't have a spine, right? Morals, ethics, that forget that they're selling off their benefits. And Michelle and I talked about this just before. Today, we also understood that DC 37 loses their DC 37 med team. They are the first union in the city in its history that negotiated its own health plan. They tried to get other unions to do the same thing to protect themselves in case the city or the insurance companies ever screwed around like this. And he just sold off that jewel to the city. So DC 37 employees, they need to hear, do not ratify this contract. I think that should be our position. What do you think? Do not ratify this contract, because they just sold off your health insurance. And did they say anything about employee health yet? Not today. But they did talk about the RFP for the active workers. We believe they're going to do the same exact thing that they're doing to us. And Michelle and I has always said, watch active workers, watch what they're doing to us, because they're coming after you next. The goal is
I said it.
We did. The goal is to get as many people off healthcare as possible so that the city doesn't have to pay. This is a real dirty deed, because if you don't take their Medicare Advantage plan and you're not in an area that covers HIP VIP, you have absolutely no choices. You're in Medicare Advantage, or you're off the city, you have to waive the city healthcare plan. And we all know, because we've educated you enough to know that if you come off the city healthcare plan, not only do you have to go out and buy your own Medigap, but you're also paying Medicare B premium all on your own. You now waived your reimbursement, and you lose your IRMA as well if you're an IRMA person. So what did the city do and the MLC do? Because this is important to remember. Henry today said something like, what was it? What did he say? It was something like, we didn't do this. The city's only telling us that there's one plan.
Oh, yeah. Well, again, they're hiding behind the judge's decision, because they can't be men and grown-ups and say, oh, well, this is us and we're doing this. So they have to hide behind that's false. So, they're using an excuse,
so
because
he'll just go, it wasn't me. It was the city. Right. It wasn't me. It was Scheinman. It wasn't me. It was the mayor. Oh, and wait, it wasn't me. It was the city council, because the city council didn't pass that change that we wanted to make. But still, it wasn't lost on anybody that even if the city council passed the amendment to allow for choice, it wasn't a choice for those that couldn't afford it. So this then still becomes an issue. But we wanted to just quickly let you know that that we do have options, and that our team is looking at this today. We knew this day was coming, I mean, if you talk to any of us, you always knew like the anxiety of when's that shoe going to drop. Well, today the shoe kind of dropped. I mean, I think it's still, it hasn't really hit the floor, but they exposed what their plan was, and we were given a window. And so with knowing that, we are asking you guys to stay focused. You know, Anthony, but you said, but presidents of 3621 and 2507 are going to push for ratification because of the young don't care about us retirees. I'm not really worried. You know, you just keep putting out the message to any union person that will listen to you. Once you start telling them that the MLC, DC 37, Henry Garrido, UFT are selling off their health insurance, because if they weren't, they would have announced what MLC agreement was in number 5. They haven't announced it. They don't want you to know because they want to get this packed away. That's the problem. So they're coming out with all these promos and these videos and these podcasts about ratifying the contract. Push that message wherever you can, unless they are told that they're not going to lose their current health care or diminish their current health care or diminish their retiree health care or current retirees health care. Otherwise, if they don't understand that, you explain to them, you're selling off our retirement health care today. That will affect you and me. When you're eligible, your healthcare is going to be really shitty because of what you're giving up, and you will never get it back. So hopefully they understand, you know, that message. Were you going to say something?
Yeah. So again, just don't panic. You know, just we're on top of it. We've been on top of it. We just wanted to jump on. And just today's broadcast is brought to you by today's 2 words. And those 2 words, remember, out there are, it wasn't me.
That's what it says on his forehead. Wasn't me. So hang in there, guys. I mean, this is just, we're just on a roller coaster, you know. It's all right. So don't get stressed. We'll give you something to do to keep you busy. Keep those emails going to the unions. Do it twice a day. Do it 3 times a day. Do it every hour. You just light those emails up, and then we'll give you some more homework. I'm hoping tomorrow we have a strategy type meeting this afternoon, and then Michelle and I will follow back up with you and give you more homework for tomorrow morning. So I'm in the hospital tomorrow, but if I don't get it out, Michelle will. So look for a post from either one of us, and hang tight, and then you'll see us tomorrow night.
Yep.
You got lucky, you got to see us 2 days in a row.
All right. Yeah, I figured Mulgrew put out a new email. Listen, they're all going to put out stuff. All righty. So again, don't panic. We got this. All righty.
Yep. Hang in, guys. We'll talk to you. We'll talk to you tomorrow, and have a great night.
All right.
Bye.